Alright everybody, welcome back to some more Sercacraft. It is I, Xilestar, and today I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what I was doing off screen, because I did a little bit of things off screen, to be fair. So I ended up doing a few things. I think they're all down here though. Yeah, we're going to be lagging a little bit because I'm uploading literally Sercacraft right now. Very funny. So I added a bunch of things, or I did a bunch of things off screen. So here we go. This is going to be a lot of fun to end up. So this stuff I think I'm not going to remove. This stuff I'm probably just going to end up keeping in Voracle. Just for now, this is all emerald, redstone, gold, iron, and all that stuff. So I think that would be kind of cool to just keep it. And this is all materials and stuff like that. So each and every barrel has its own, like, unique, like, what do you call it? It's got like a name to it. So like these are called vaulted barrels. So these are like heavy storage kind of things. So these would be like everything in here would have a shulker box kind of thing. And I think I also have it so that these ones are called ordinary barrels. They're nothing really specifically. So these ones you could just throw it in as whatever. It's all good in the hood. I think this one I named it as Denorm barrel, but I might change that. And I think I also changed this one to Wander Barrel, or that one was always that. And there's nothing in here that is like that. I've been noticing a lot lately where my computer will lag every time I'm recording, and I don't understand why, because for some reason it shouldn't. Because let me see here. Okay, Task Manager. My memory is barely being used. Okay, is OBS saying anything about it though? Because well, let's see my graphics card actually. Only using up 15% max, so I have no idea what's going on. So let's see if OBS is having a few problems here and there with that. Okay. So I also changed the barrel up here to be the antique barrel, because I thought that would be kind of, cool. So I was also trying to figure out how I wanted to sort of introduce this at all, but there is now a faction, guild, clan, whatever you want to call it, on the server now. I've sort of joined just out of principle because we don't really have one right now. It is called the Blood of the Sun, or bots for short. It's very, very cute in that way. So yeah, that's why that's there, and that's why there's a bunch of banners on the outside as well. But I'm gonna go under creative mode for a little bit just to show you guys the what else I've changed in Voracle. I'm just gonna turn my volume up. There we go. So I've added some little accents here and there just to make Voracle a little bit more not spacious, but like a little bit more like detailed. So these little trapdoors don't actually do anything. They're just there just as a decoration. And these ones as well. So I was looking at each and every one of the trapdoors. So I was looking, actually I'm going to do this just so that I don't accidentally delete my stuff that I farmed legitimately, except for the stick, of course. Where is it? So I was looking at like every one of these trapdoors, and I was trying to figure out which ones would actually go with like a pipeline, like outside design kind of deal. And I couldn't quite figure one out. I was hoping that I could use this one in such a way, but I couldn't. So I was like, well, this is not really what I wanted. So I decided to go back into the drawing board, and I was like, maybe one of the new ones, because it has a line, but it's like on the opposite end, it'll work. And I was like, okay, let's go try it. And I went and did this, and I went like that. I'm like, oh, that's exactly what I needed. And then I just plucked it all in there. And then, of course, this one just pretty much just filters it up kind of thing. So that's the kind of cool design that I have over here. And same thing with over here. And over here, I have a similar design, except for I changed it because I could actually use these to my advantage. because they can actually do this kind of effect. The only thing is that they can't do it here because they can't go sideways. Like, you can't sort of attach it to this side of the block. It has to be attached to either the top or the bottom. So, but here you can, because you can attach it here and it actually looks like it. So hooray. So I did that little accent. I don't know if I showed this off, but I think I covered all these ones with iron trapdoors. I might have already showed that, and I probably just don't remember. And I had a little trapdoor here and little buttons on the cannons. They look a little cute. I thought that would be pretty cool looking. Yep. So you're probably noticing that way far in the background. I will get to that in a second. We also added another data pack that allows us all to see our health. So if you know someone's in danger, you can kind of like TP to them or something like that. Very cool. Let's go and turn it to survival. Oh yeah, we have that little bug. Let me just quickly fix that. This happens whenever we go from one dimension to another, and this is going to go to where I was talking about. Or what I was talking about in, I think, was it Nehrum or was it Pokemon Insurgents? It was one of the two, where I said that I was experimenting with something. So that player health display is actually not the only thing that I was doing. Oh, I should probably show this. Yeah, got the cows back. Yay. I put a bunch of glowstone down just because things were spawning and I didn't like it. And also, we added 3 extra data packs, and we have a 4th one that I'm not going to be testing right away, but you know, it's still going to be there. It's still going to be present. So I'm going to wait until YouTube says that it's done uploading everything, and then I can just disable, or not disable, but turn off the browser. So this actually leads to a different dimension. I went in here instinctively instead of actually, you know, going to show off what I did off screen, because I want to actually see the payload of this. I already saw the payload of from the other dimension, and I'm sort of really terrified of the power that one will have, so I'm probably just not going to do that. So, what's the payload of it? Oh, really? It's only one chest full? It's only one chest full. That's fine. So there's an item in here behind this wall that allows it so that this chunk will always remain present. Now, if you don't know how Minecraft works for chunks, allow me to explain. So how a chunk works is that if a player is not in it, it doesn't get loaded up, unless it's a server. If it's a server, then only spawn gets loaded, not the whole map kind of deal. Now, what this means is that if you were to, let's say, want to, I don't know, build a farm that will constantly sustain itself even when you leave kind of deal, you need to either make it at spawn or have something that keeps the chunk loaded. Now, there are normal Minecraft methods of doing so, but a lot of them usually take a lot of time, effort, and are pretty big and bulky. The problem is that we don't want to do that. So I found a data pack that allowed us to do so. It is pretty cost heavy, but it's not cost heavy enough that we would even care. So it requires a nether stone and a another stone, if I said that, a wither star and a lodestone. Now, the reason why that we wanted this is because a lot of our things that we rely on in Sercacraft rely upon us being online. And some of us have busy schedules now. Yay! So we can't really rely fully on us being always online kind of deal. So I decided to sort of try and scouring the vast numbers of the internet and try and figure out which ones that I wanted for the chunk loader, and I found one that was perfect. So hooray, so we have a chunk loader. So now the other thing that we have is the dimension. So if you look on, I forget where it was, Planet Minecraft, I think, there was a dimension you can get to. It's a spire. Okay, whatever. There's a dimension called the Sky Dimension, and that's exactly where we are. So I'll show you why they call it the Sky Dimension, but pretty much, this is pretty much where I have a huge problem right now, and I'm going to need to make sure that it is perfectly synced up. Yeah, it's probably going to be very chuggy because of that. Yeah, I probably should have done that. So this is known as the Sky Dimension because as soon as you fall... Oh, nothing? Okay. Ow. Because if you were to go over here and go straight to over here, you're going to notice that there is no ground. That there's a bunch of these sand areas over here. Just need to be updated. Yay. I love doing that. I don't know why. It just calms me down. I don't know. There, we'll just do that. I don't know. Yay. And, yeah. So I found a abandoned village over here. I think that's what they're called. I don't know. It wasn't like a zombie village or something like that. I didn't see any zombies in there at all when I went. Alright, I can... There you go. Okay. YouTube is done uploading. And immediately, I gain like a million frames per second. Wow. What? That's not... Oh, okay. I've got this. Let's go. Are you kidding me? Whatever. I'm pretty sure that all of them are probably like that way. Especially this. I think I looted this. There you go. Don't make me grab my stick. Okay. So, I'm just gonna go full screen for a second. Well, not full second, but for the session. Kind of deal. There we go. I just need to make sure that, and it died. Yeah, nothing's living that. Unless it went down here. But, yeah, so I added this dimension. Everybody's free to go here. We're not going to put a portal at spawn or anything like that. You're going to have to make it yourself. But in order to go into this dimension, you do need to go to the Nether, as evident by the glowstone. I did a little bit of work over here just to make the walkway a little bit. I did use barrier blocks as here because I wanted a little safe area for me to actually, like, you know, go in, go out kind of deal and just look around, go, ooh, I'm back at my little factory over here. Oh, that's empty? Okay. Yeah, so I have a couple of these quarry things active right now. Where I have two active right now, and I have one that's not active but can be active if you put the item in. So I have this one. This one was one that we created back during Sercacraft 1.4, I believe. So what this one is that this one's supposed to be for food, because the one thing that we had a huge problem with in Sercacraft 1.4 was that food was being very, very scarce, or at least like mobs were being very, very hard to like sort of find and stuff like that. So we decided to just go and, you know, add a dimensional quarry that activates, that gives you food. So we decided to do this. The other thing that I think we added was, what was it? It was really huge to add it because there was a lot of debate if we should even add such a thing. Because of the fact that like it was way too overpowered, and I can't remember exactly what it was. But it was really huge to add it. Enchanted golden apples, that was it. We did eventually add enchanted golden apples, but we have the rarity being very, very rare. I do have to update the loot table. It's back at the old method of doing things, so it's not going to be like up to code kind of deal to what I like now. But yeah. Do I have 3 barrels in here? I do. Okay. So I'm just gonna, pluck this block here, and then we'll place this here. Then I'll store all the raw meats in here. There you go. Perfect. There you go. We also have pumpkin pie here. Amazing. So I have I had one of the chunk loaders here, and left it on overnight. And apparently, this large array of quarries back here decided to continuously grant me items. So, hooray! So now I have no idea how long it's going to take for it to be filtered out. If you don't know, we have a different loot table than what the person that originally created the data pack has, because that person decided to add diorite, granite, cobblestone, and all that kind of stuff. And not to say that that's a bad idea or anything like that, it's a great idea, but the fact that we had to pretty much like that we always had to like empty out the tube of everything because we wanted to get the materials like this over the cobblestone, the stone, and all that stuff. We decided to remove them entirely because of that reason. So that's why you see us like not trying to or you see us not being angry about like getting a bunch of cobblestone. Like, oh, I can't believe it's giving me only cobblestone. I don't need cobblestone. I need diamonds. And I think that the guy ended up having a method where like depending on what you added in, you have a higher chance of getting diamonds and stuff like that, which is a great idea, but that's not really what we needed. So I decided to see if I could update the loot table, and I could. So I decided to do that, and this is what we came out with. And it's very helpful, to be honest. And this is why we're trying to remove gold almost entirely from the currency exchange. Not completely. I feel like I'm missing gold. I feel like I might have dropped it. That's what it looked like. Anyway, yeah, so we're trying to remove gold in almost entirely from the currency, because gold is now way too easy to get a hold of. Not because of this. This is just because like this was on overnight kind of deal, and it's just, and it has like a 16, 18, I think currently active. I don't know, I'll go check. But it's got something like that on it, on like it was on like for about, I think it's like 16 hours, I think. Let me check. Let's check. Let's see here. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's 14, 28, 29. So it's got 29, I believe, active. Just gonna double check here. Yeah, it's got 29 active. So 29 active, and let's see how the pipeline is. See, this is what kept on happening before as well. The difference was that the pipeline was mostly filled with cobblestone, granite, diorite, and all that stuff, and we did not like that at all. That's why we decided to change it to fit what we wanted, and that's sort of what my normal motto is, pretty much. That's pretty much what mostly some of my Minecraft creations are, is that there are other people's creations, but I just modified them to fit what I wanted. Like, technically, we already know of one. And that one is... Technically, Voracle is not completely of my own creation. It's based off of two people's creations just mashed together into one with a little bit of edits here and there to make it look like it fits. There you go. Need to, you can have the meat, I don't really care. The meat, I just needed to fix the experience. I think it's just a normal Minecraft thing. I don't think it's a sky dimension piece. Yay. Okay. Let's go. Okay, just trying to figure out if I got all of them. Going to say that I did. Oh, nope. I still keep finding some. There we go. So I don't think that we have to worry about anything of the cows. I might want to try something later. But yeah. So I also have one of those chunk loaders over here, specifically for the farm. But each and every time I look back, it doesn't look like the farm's even doing that much, to be honest. And I understand that there's a method that you can do where you can speed it up kind of deal with just basic Minecraft, but I don't really care about the speed. I mostly just I always find that when I leave for about 10-20 minutes and come back, it's done. So it's like it's weird seeing it that it's not done. Also, apparently, my friend took a long time trying to figure out if somebody even made a banner design of a sun, because he couldn't quite think of a way of doing it. And he literally had to look at like a random page and found like three that ended up happening, and it was just like awesome. And another thing that he was also thinking of was like another thing that he was gonna call it was the Brotherhood of the Sun, but he thought that was strangely too much of the what do you call it, the what's it called, the Dark Souls like sort of faction kind of thing, where you praise the sun kind of deal, and he didn't want to go inching onto that kind of territory, so he decided to just not care about it at all. No, I have leather somewhere. Let's see here. It's always the second one. Unless it's leather, then it has freaking 3 of them. There you go. Yeah, so these two are filled with leather. For rotten flesh, I believe both of them are filled, or maybe this one's only filled. And then for this whole giant stack over here, it's always the second one. So like these ones are not full, these ones are not full, and these ones are not full. I think that's how I have it. I don't know. Apple. My apple. Also, a lot of these storage ideas came from what do you call it? Razabase. So I was able to look at Razabase's sort of like food barrel, or what this one was originally was like the emergency food barrel, and in this one's pretty much the only one that has a unique name besides the antique one and those two. But I find that these ones have an exceptional rule to them because they contain something. But this one, like, this one does not. Also, these ones are empty now. Oh, this one has bottles, but that's nothing, pretty much. Yeah, I don't think there's anything really too much in here that I need. I'll just throw an apple in here for now. Why not? Oh yeah, I did get emeralds for the gilded blackstone. I think that's what the item's called. I don't know exactly where I stashed it, but I stashed it somewhere. Probably in the wallet. Yeah, I got about 20 emerald blocks for the 39 or so that we got, or something like that. I don't remember the quantity that we had. Yeah, my archers just freaking wander. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind that the snow golems and the iron golems wander. It's more so that they keep wandering too far away from the original spawn area that I want them to stay close to. And another thing that I did off screen while I was in here was find a... Actually, I should probably grab something if I have it. If not, I'm going to have to grab one of the cheated ones, and I really would rather not have to do that, but don't get me wrong, I will if I have to. Show this off because, yeah. I'm sure I have one. If not, I'm going to have to go on Razabase and pick one up then. Because I thought I did pick one up. Oh, I forgot to stash those, yeah. No. Not there. Oh, you don't have one lying around? Okay, so we're just gonna go on to... Actually, I'm gonna go on my single player world real quick and pick it up, and I'm gonna be... Well, you guys are gonna be instantaneous, but for me, I'm gonna be right back. Alright, so with that, now I should have my travel elytra. There we go. So this is one that I actually got on the original Sercacraft world that I've always been able to keep on me. So I don't need that leather tunic anymore. We can store that. And I'll show you guys something that's really cool. I'll grab about 10 rockets. There we go. Gonna go take a little bit of the armor with me, because, sure, I'll grab this armor specifically, because I don't think I want to use the behemoth stuff yet. Oh. There you go. Yeah. There you go. I'll store the rest of the armor, I guess, that whatever I picked up or collected in here. There you go. And let's go and enjoy the other world. Oh, there's a behemoth blade. I was looking for that. There you go. We'll put that there for now, because I get to show off exactly how bad I am at the elytras. Yay! Yay! There we go. Ow. Yay. So we're gonna wait till it's daytime, because it'll just be easier to show it off. Plus, I won't have phantoms or whatnot trying to run around and muck everything up. Oh, I think I know what's going on. So I think that this happened to me before, where if I went, not into another dimension, but when I went into a world at first, I had to let the world load a little bit. But I think what's happening is that because this computer is a lot better at a lot of things than what my original computer was good at, this one is running into an issue where I had before, because it had less sort of, I don't want to say intelligence, but it had less resources to sort of need to figure it out, sort of thing. So hooray. So yeah. So let's see here. I don't think there's anything much in here that I need to do. I mostly just need to make sure that the iron and gold gets correctly sent to where they need to go. But yeah, this is pretty much what I do off screen for the most part in collecting stuff here. And the reason why that we're not nerfing gold even further by making sure that you can't use this method to collect a bunch of it is because it doesn't really matter now, even if we did. If this was 1.15, maybe we would have done that, but there's no point now. I think originally what we did with this thing is that we made sure that, or not made sure, but we had it so though you didn't need coal, we had it so it would give you the ingots themselves. And as I figured out, or as I found out, that's a little bit too broken. So I decided to change that. And we also decided to change all of them into their ore counterparts. That also didn't work that well, so we decided to just leave it as it is. So whichever ones that you'd be able to get out of a normal pick kind of deal is what you're getting. Yay. Yeah, so all these firework rockets are, I think, is what I showed off, is the flight duration is 10. So literally, they have no spark. They literally just fly off into the nothing. Should probably see if a clock works here. You know what? We'll do that. We'll see if a clock works here. Because I'm curious about that. Yeah, so I brought my command signs over here. Yeah, let's try and figure that out. Clock is in tools, that's right. Do you work here? You do? Well, I'm gonna go and plant one here just so that I have one. Actually, no, I'm sure I have materials for it. Never mind. I won't do that. I'll just make one. Sure, I have more than enough gold. Do I have enough leather and stuff for an item frame? Probably not. No, I have leather, but I don't think I have it for an item frame now. I also don't have enough gold either. Or, not gold, that should be enough for a clock. Yep, there you go. Okay. Whoa, that was a huge lag spike. Where is it? Nope. I guess I need to go make an item frame in the normal world. Great. And the fastest way to travel is this. And that's what I mean by I'm terrible at flying with an elytra. Hey, why aren't you working? Oh, it's trying to repair my elytra, that's why. Okay. Come on. Whoa, it's being very chunky. Why is it being all chunky? How is it OBS that's telling me that there's something wrong? It shouldn't. Okay. Maybe I have an item frame in here. No, I have one. No, I might have moved it somewhere. I don't have one in here at all, do I? Yep. Okay, so let's go grab 8 sticks. Okay. We have round of flesh on us. That's good. It's a good sign. You know, we can do one of these. It should be turning daytime any time now, so it's not that big of a deal. I have to say, though, I really like Voracle. I'm also surprised that this room even has more than enough light to prevent mobs from spawning. Because I don't even think there's a light in here. I don't think I even got a chance to even add a light in here. Because I think all the lights in this general area. It's weird. But you know what? I'm not complaining. I'm happy with that. Oh, let's see here. Item frame. There we go. Not going to make it invisible. Although it looks a lot nicer and cleaner without the borders of a... Yeah. That's why I have my armor. So I don't die magically. Okay. So let's go. I'll plant it. I guess I could just plant it like right here, I guess. There we go. So now we get to see. So here's the reason why I wanted to grab my elytra. Because this is the test to find out if you can actually survive it. Because I fell once. And died. And I had to recuperate, try and grab all the XP that I can to recuperate what I lost. That was fun. So if you've ever played the Aether mod, I didn't, but I've seen people play it. I didn't have a good enough PC to even play that mod. And even when it was optimized to be better for, I think, older computers, I think mine was still not optimized enough to actually end up playing it. So here's why I say that I needed, or not why I said, this is why I needed it. So when you fall off, it does this. Oh. I don't know where I am in relation to everything. Oh. Great. Oh. So it does what the Aether does, and it teleports you to the main area. Now, I think the main difference that I don't know is that Aether will always drop you in the same spot, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. Whereas this doesn't. This will always drop you in the exact coordinates where you dropped from. So which means that if I dropped from, let's say, somewhere close to this tower kind of deal, we'll be dropping on top of the tower. So, yeah, not really a fun experience if you're just randomly wandering around, go do, and you magically fall off the edge. Like I did. I think I can show off where I did it. Because I thought I could jump far enough and I couldn't. Yeah, I think it was like over here. I think I was jumping from here and I thought I could land somewhere over there. And I didn't. And I slipped on that block and jumped even further and jumped to the side just a tiny bit and fell even further down and I died. And I didn't have an elytra or anything to sort of save my fall and I died. The end. Don't really think there needs to be much of a thing to talk about. So the other thing that we have that I can show off, it's disabled right now because it apparently requires a resource pack, and I'm wondering if I can have a resource pack specifically just for one dimension. I'm going to take a look at that kind of deal and see if like different dimensions can have different data, or not data packs, but resource packs kind of deal. So the data pack that I'm talking about right now is apparently where Where is it? This one right here. The mining dimension. So I've only briefly glimpsed this, and I thought it would be a cool idea if it was like a dimension that was more good for people that just want to get the materials. So if you didn't want to use the dimensional quarry kind of deal, I think that's what it's called, then you can just use this and you can just go to that dimension kind of deal. I also have an inventory viewer. This is only just in case somebody says that somebody stole their items and you have a specifically named item kind of thing. I can just go and see if I can find it. Vein miner is just an old thing that we wanted to try out at one point. I forget who initially requested it, but somebody requested something like timber, but for ores and such. Because it got really boring trying to pick up one coal when you need the whole stack kind of deal. And then the server got very unstable real quick, and I fell again. Well, at least this time I have a freaking elytra. I have no idea where I am. The world won't spawn fast enough. Okay, but where am I in relation to my spawn area, though? I don't know. Oh, that's weird. I think this is where I need to go. Yeah, because I remember that tree. So then that means that this was the portal. So I originally thought that the portals actually worked just like the nether portals, where if it's really close, it'll still spawn you to the same location. I originally had the portal over here because I thought I could make this area a little bit spruced up kind of deal with the portal. That's not how it works. It exactly spawns where they're located, which I was a little bit sad that it did. So I think that one specifically spawned you up top of that cliff. And I was actually very surprised that it did that. So there is also a bunch of speculation that this dimension is always constant. Even if that is the case, it doesn't really matter. Because even if this is always the same, no matter like which world you go under, it's still an extra dimension. It's not like it's what do you call it? It's not like it's meant to be that custom kind of deal where it's like it's different for every person's seed kind of deal. Why does it say that there's blocks here, but there isn't? Has the world not loaded yet? Is that why? Oh. Yep, that's exactly what's going on here. The world hasn't loaded yet. Interesting. Now, is that actually a server thing, or is that actually my problem? Either way, it's my problem, because, yeah, it's running a little bit behind, I think. Yeah. It's trying to, I think, load this dimension, and I think load the original, and I think that that's exactly what's going on here. I'm trying to find something I immediately found before, like, pretty quickly. And I was really happy that I found it, because I was actually wanting to have one close to my base. And if I have to go to another dimension to go and do it, then, well, hooray for me, I guess. Is that all them spawning in? Okay, I'm just gonna disconnect and reconnect. There you go. See if this works. There you go. So I found a pillager outpost. Pretty close to spawn too, or pretty close to like my spawn area. Kind of deal. I almost want to go and pluck a portal at spawn, see where it sticks ya. Come on, let's see how far it is. Yeah, so pretty much just directly here. I was hanging around here a little bit, killing. I also found something very interesting, and I wonder if it's if they changed it since last time I checked. But one of the pillagers killed the one with the banner, and when I collected the banner from it, it gave me the bad omen effect. But I know for a fact that I didn't even hit the guy, or maybe I did hit him, but then I was like, oh, never mind. Maybe you just have to hit them. I don't know. But I thought you had to get the final hit in for them to actually, like, fall. Yeah, this mountain was originally where I had my base for this dimension going to be, but then I decided to sort of change that because I didn't want to always climb up the mountain specifically for it. Yeah, so the portal kept spitting you out like over here kind of deal, and I was just like, nope, not gonna happen. And then I said, you know what, I'm gonna make the portal from within here. And I thought that this little cliff right over here would look really perfect. It would look amazing. So I decided to pluck the portal here and see where it took me in the normal world, and that's where we have the portal now. Oh my dear lord. Look at all the coal. I'll never need coal again. No, where's my coal storage? There it is. Well, coal and obsidian. I have the loose coal in there. You can have all that stuff, I guess. Doesn't really matter. You can have the gold ingot, or iron ingot, sorry, not gold ingot. That's a gold ingot now. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else in that village. I think I looted everything. I even looted the hay bales just because I wanted more wheat later on. Yeah, I don't think there's anything over here. Yeah, when I get my second computer built, we won't have to worry about recording and playing Minecraft and having the server all on one PC problems anymore, because I'll just be able to separate the two, so it's awesome. But I think, as I said before, the reason why that I wanted to actually build my second PC was because I was having a lot of problems with this graphics card. And it was a normal problem for this graphics card itself. Maybe it's the brand, or maybe it's, just the way that AMD GPUs are, I don't know. But I was having a lot of issues with my HDMI connection. And it's not the cable, because I tried using a Nintendo Switch HDMI cable, and I know for a fact that it worked. Now, not being able to I wasn't displaying it at like 4K resolution. I understood that part of it. So even if the Nintendo Switch HDMI cable would only have 1080p, that was fine by me, and it still didn't work. So I went onto Amazon and I bought a different HDMI cable. I bought a 12 footer. Oh, I found hay bales. Sweet. I found I think a 12 footer, and because originally the TV was really far from the computer, and so I was like, oh, well, you know what, I'm just gonna go buy a 12 foot, and just in case, I end up moving and I need, a 12 foot HDMI cable, I know I have one. I think the one that I got was like $20, and I was just, or $30 or something like that. I was like, oh man, that's a sweet deal for like a couple of for like a 12 footer. So I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna go and use that. Yeah. Bye. Ooh, it's chuggy now. Come on, everybody. Yeah. Ooh, fossil. Thank you. And then when I found out that that 12 footer, back to the story, back when, so when I found out that the 12 footer didn't work either, I was like, well, now I'm really confused. So I decided to go and end up asking a friend if they knew of any possible fixes of why my GPU was not actually working. So they showed me a different couple things. I even asked AMD as well of any possible fixes. Potentially, one of them worked for like a short amount of time before my computer decided to update Windows 10 and decided to just go, you know what? I don't like you having your GPU working anymore. I'm going to turn that off. And then, yeah. So the only thing that wasn't sort of transmitting right now was the fact that the audio wasn't working properly. And I couldn't understand why for some reason. I don't know why it wasn't doing it. But mostly what every forum ended up saying for whenever you had a problem with your AMD GPU was to just go ditch it and go straight for a NVIDIA one. I'm just like, that's too expensive for my, for a fix. So I'm just like, I'm just going to go stick with my AMD GPU for now. It's got video. That's somewhat what matters. And then, sometimes it has audio. So if you're also having the same issue, one thing that I recommend is that if you have Steam installed, or Steam doing this specifically, disable them. So what I had is that apparently Steam decided to add 2 different audio devices, a Steam streaming speakers and microphone. I think I could be wrong with the microphone part, but it added 2 Steam streaming things or whatever. Uninstall those or disable them or whatever. Make sure that they don't get added as a default device, because apparently what kept happening is that my PC, or Windows 10, however you want to word it, pretty much in this case, decided that those would be a more dedicated audio sort of output, and was trying its hardest to use it as the main output. And it worked. Sort of. I don't want to say it worked completely because I would be lying. It worked for about so every time I would restart, it would work 1/3 of the time, which is better than 1 every 20th or 30th kind of time that I would restart. So you know what? It was dramatically better. But there's still that 1/3 time that it would not work. And that part is where I didn't like, because I spent $500 Canadian on this graphics card, and it's a really good graphics card, but still I don't want to go and spend an extra $400 or $800 kind of thing on a new graphics card and go, well, this one's just as bad as the other one. So the new PC is getting what is that, a 1660 Super, I think. I already bought it. It was a little bit over, I think it was $365, I think, for it. Yeah, I think it's, yeah, I know it's a 1660, and I think it is a Super, so there you go. That's the graphics card I'm using, and I will definitely find it out, and when I do build the PC, I will definitely make a video about it. I think that would be kind of cool, though. Just have a PC build video on the channel. The only thing is that I already put the CPU in, because that is the most terrifying thing to me, is that if I don't place it in correctly, I'd screw myself over. And I think I didn't put it in properly in the first time. I had it on the wrong direction, because I tried following the arrow, and apparently I shouldn't have done that. So yay. Because apparently they changed their whole entire style, where it's put it where the arrow or where the little dot or whatever is not, and it's great, yay. Oh yeah, what amazing times. Oh my god, still got time, man. I really do hate this, especially when they don't really have like much of a theme for like a episode or for a session kind of deal. Like this, like I thought showing off this area and showing off the new Voracle stuff would at least like throw like an hour kind of deal, but nope, I was wrong. I always am. Come on. Uh-oh. Oh, it's chugging. It's chugging. You can see it. It's trying. I don't think it likes it that when somebody goes from that dimension to another one. Because it's chugging quite a lot. I don't think it likes it at all. So I get to go farming on a game later, and I get to have fun with that. Yay. I'm not going to say what game because I don't really care about it that much to try and throw it off. Although, the heck is that? Oh, that's an anvil. Oh, that's kind of cool. So if you have this little bug, you can see the wired structure on it. Cool. It's very interesting. So you get to see like pretty much the meshes that create it kind of deal. Yeah, I don't think that we're going to probably keep that dimension for too much longer. Because if the world is going to keep spitting this nonsense out, yeah, I don't think we're going to end up doing that. Or at the very least, don't have any chunk loaders in there. Like, if you're going to AFK in there, AFK, but don't actually expect it to, like, work out too much. That's pretty much why I wanted the second dimension in the first place, was to just so that, like, there's an extra sort of overworld that you can explore, and that if you mine it, nobody's gonna be like, oh, don't mind that. It's a part of the new world kind of deal. But this will actually give us a new sort of way of looking at things where we can actually end up adding a custom world, maybe that will allow us to be able to place our structures, and it would actually be like a safe place kind of deal. I think that would be kind of cool. Either that or my RAM is just crashing, and that's exactly what's going on. I don't know. I have decent RAM, but I don't know why it's not loading everything. Okay, there we go. Yes, I guess I could go with the reasoning. Well, not really reasoning, but why I decided to join the Brotherhood of the Sun, or Blood of the Sun. It's because we originally had a faction that would normally be a part of this, but I don't think that we even have it. Oh yeah, that's just for the AFK people. Yeah. So Blood of the Sun's not actually an official team. It's more so just like an unofficial team. So the AFK players is specifically just so that way though, whenever you join it, it would just turn your name to gray so people would know that you're offline or you're away from your keyboard kind of deal. That's all that means. Yeah. Also, I get to do some slaughtering, and I want to see if it works. No, I don't want to go down there. Okay, there we go. I didn't collect it. Now to see if it works. Something took a carpet off? Oh, that might have been me, actually. That is kind of cool. I think that's good enough. Look at that. So what I have under here is a bunch of hoppers that are literally just outputting it towards the center, going this direction and going into a chest down here. I would have loved for the chest to go one higher, but that's fine. I also have this, so though you can still stand on it and blocked. Very cool. Let's go travel to the only lava pool that I know of. Yeah, so a lot of problems happen with this GPU, and I don't think that getting a cheaper price for it is actually really good. I think that right now, the price of my graphics card is, I think the last time I checked it was like $700 now. And I got really lucky that Amazon had it for like $505 or something like that, and I was just like, need. Because originally what I was going for was a like an RTX 2080 kind of deal. Like I was gonna go for like a really expensive card, and then a friend at work told me that no, go for an AMD GPU. They have better performance and plus they're cheaper. And I said, oh, okay. And I think the same thing with the GPU. I think as well. He was like, oh, I recommended the Ryzen 5 3600. It's better than all the Intel ones, and it's cheaper kind of deal. Or it's better if you're going for a budget build, but you still want that extra level performance. I'm just like, oh, okay. So that's about the CPU that he told me, and I think I couldn't buy the right GPU that he told me because it was out of stock. But I was like, oh, I couldn't find the one that you recommended anymore because it's off the market or whatever. I don't know what happened. But I found one that's similar to it. It's literally the same exact thing, but different brand, and I think it also had the same level of performance, I think. Or maybe this one was slightly better. I have no idea. But I liked it because it said thick on it. I'm just like, oh yes, I get to say that my computer has a thick card in it, and it actually makes sense because it actually does say thick on the thing. I don't know. I think the only problem that this graphics card has is the fact that it has no adequate cooling. And by that I mean like my case literally does not have any extra fans in it or anything like that. It has whatever it came with. It has the CPU fan, which I think is positioned in the wrong way. I think I might have to fix that. If it is in the wrong way, I think I have it blowing away from the. I think I have it blowing the air from the CPU towards the intake, and I think that that's exactly what the orientation I have it in. So I'm gonna have to flip that around. I hate the mounting system, but I'll have to do that anyway. I think the other thing that I need to do for this PC right here is to pretty much get a different motherboard and stuff like that, because I think I'm gonna end up needing it. But yeah, but definitely that small PC is going to be a very, very powerful little system. I was looking at build guides for it. I think it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and I was mostly just trying to figure out like what other pieces people recommended, and people were putting in 2070s and 2080s in it, and I'm just like, how the heck are you guys putting these graphics cards in there? And now I know how. So hooray for that. Actually, we can go check over here, see how well that's doing. Whee! Yay. I don't know. But I remember doing that in the 1.13 rule. I would, I think, die from Sercacraft, and I think I would fly and soar with one of the rockets, go straight towards that island that I showed, and that's exactly what one trip would be. And I think you could almost do it, I think, from the island to the craft. I think the only reason why you couldn't is because it was too low to the ground, kind of deal. These should be outputting, that's right. Yeah, look at that, like, man, like that's why I really do like this. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the fact that we can end up doing a system like this. I think the only way to make this more efficient is to find a way to output this to only output out gold or iron straight into the like the blast furnaces themselves, or to output into this chest so that they just get outputted into the blast furnaces and just end up just immediately being smelted in like almost instantaneous. But I don't mind going up and down kind of deal. I actually do feel like it's at least like not giving me free stuff. I still have to work for it in a way where I have to like go down and pick it up kind of thing. It's better than nothing. Yeah, I've been using his anvil a lot. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, I use sand for the door here because I don't like the wind doors, because then if a zombie just spawns here and just starts banging on the door, it gets really annoying. And I was thinking gravel because, you know, gravel's here. But gravel has a chance of becoming flint, and I'd rather that not happen, especially since my natural potion effect is luck. So I think I have a better chance of getting those rare items. So I'd rather not have that. So I decided to put sand. Because sand actually doesn't do anything unless you throw it into a furnace, or you decide to throw it into a crafting menu. And I also have a secondary entrance. Hi. Yeah, I have this entrance as well. And the reason why I don't have it over here is because, I don't know, didn't feel like building it. Plus, it definitely does look very inconspicuous whenever you go over here. You go, oh, dude, you're like, oh, there's a trap door up there. Well, the sand's not really helping either. You go, oh, there's sand up there. I wonder what that is. Then you go mining and you go, oh, look, it's a mining operation. Yeah, so I'm just going to choose that. There you go. But don't get me wrong, I'm pretty decent at the elytra. It's just that hearing it is not my strong suit. Getting it to freaking activate is like really stressful for me. I love that you can just use these as an indicator. So literally, if I were to get rid of all the windows from Varacol, I could still know when it's day or night. It's amazing. I love that so much. Also, I think I figured out what was wrong, in that every time that we would sleep, it would cause rain. So I think what happened is that I had an old version of the, what was the data pack? I have it disabled now because usually not a lot of people are on anyway. The multiplayer sleep. I think I had a older version of it. I think that was, available for 1.15. I think, or maybe even 1.14. Unclear. But I think what ended up happening was that it kept clicking something weird and it kept triggering rain for some reason. I don't know. And so it kept doing that, and first of all, I didn't know why it was still raining. I thought I did every possible thing to fix it. I think I did this, which would tell you that you can only trigger for like 1 second kind of deal, which would ultimately allow you to reset the rain timer. And yeah, that ended up happening for a while. So I think that next week, maybe, or by next week I mean Monday kind of deal, we're going to be doing something very cool, in that we're going to have a very special server event. I think that it would be a pretty fun idea. And that very special event, of course, is going to be a eternal night thing. And I want to do a little bit of testing beforehand, so that it'll always be nighttime regardless of what happens. And I think that would be a really cool idea. I would say eternal rain, but I know rain causes a lot of lag for a few people, so I decided not to do that. And the problem with the eternal night is that it does the opposite effect for bee makers, where if you wanted to make a bee farm, you don't really want it to be eternally night. The only way to sort of combat this is if you actually make your bee area in the nether, I believe. Did I go into the other dimension? I don't remember doing that, so I don't know why it's doing this now. We've never had this problem before, and now all of a sudden it decides to give me this problem. And why is there a giant cluster of these guys over here? You see what I mean? They always go into like these little areas and they're like, oh, I'm trapped here. Oh no. Like even in the world where I literally trapped them within a wall in the village, they somehow kept like clustering together. I think there was originally a cave in the village. I literally saw 5 of the archers and 2 of the guardians in there. I'm just like, seriously? You're literally going in there? Time to go in here. So I'm also thinking of making a bee farm over here, and I'm thinking of building it like somewhere around this area. And I'm thinking that what I should do, or what I'm going to do, is making it almost entirely, almost automatic, which I think would be kind of cool to do. Which should be very interesting. So as I said in the last session, I believe, if you want to build something like that, or maybe the nether is more optimized than those ones. I don't know. But yeah, but if you really want to make a more efficient, and it's not going to be very stylish kind of deal. It's not going to look really good. Pretty much what you want to do is you want to make your entire bee farm pretty much consisting of this exact beehive that is right over here. The reason why is because the way that they've done, I don't know why they did it this way, but I guess it sort of makes sense. I don't know. Is that this actually is one of the best ways of getting honey, because, or at least honey bottles. I don't know about honeycombs exactly, but I know for honey bottles, this is actually one of the best ways of doing it. Cool. There you go. Should be more than fine. We'll go explore this cave a little bit, and you're gonna go check how long we've been recording for. Okay, I definitely don't want it to be recording at an odd number. I'm gonna try stop doing that, so we're gonna go for an extra 22-ish minutes, and then that'll be it. Hooray. What was this for? Oh, that's right, I was in the nether and I was collecting gold items, and I was just like, well, might as well smelt them all down. And this was a bunch of food, I think, that I collected. Ooh, iron. Not like we need it, but I'm just gonna go, normally collect stuff. Okay, I definitely didn't double tap space. I never actually did explore this cavern, to be fair. You may see torches around, but that doesn't actually mean that I explored. It just means that I was having fun with explosives and just blowing things up and not actually paying attention to the surroundings. I was like, yeah, explosions, woo, and going around. I forget what mod actually had that, and I thought it was a really interesting idea to end up doing that for caves. I think it was too many items. I think it was, yeah, I think it was too many items. But too many items had a separate spawner that they added in, or that it added in, that allowed it so though like you could place it down and it would just randomly generate torches around. Or maybe it's called too many items. I don't remember what it was called. But it was a mod, I think, in the old days, I think, back when it was, I think, beta. I think I found it out and I was like, oh, I wonder what that item does. Yeah, I don't have torches on me, so we're not going to go there. Just going to keep doing this. Yeah, so whenever my other friend does decide to end up playing, or does end up deciding to buy Minecraft, which may or may not happen, you'll see me at my lowest point pretty much, and then working my way back up. So I think that we're both going to get a beginner pack. Mine's going to be slightly modified, I believe. There you go. I don't even think I hit him, but he died, so that's all that matters. Yeah, so my beginner pack is going to be slightly modified more than his is going to be. Mine is going to be having everything that's the same. The only difference is that I will not have a structure block inside of my thing as an indicator for it. I was also thinking of changing that instead to having a piece of paper calling it the structure block voucher, pretty much. That allows you to have one structure to be saved kind of deal. And the only thing is that this is only going to be distributed to anyone that's on the server. So if you buy a structure block usage kind of deal, you would get one of these like vouchers kind of thing. And what these vouchers are supposed to do is to prevent people from just spawning in an extra structure block and using them all willy-nilly, and then I take a look at the voucher system and I go, you shouldn't have had that, and then I can delete the structure kind of deal. And the reason why that we say that anybody is allowed to actually have the structure block item is, or not structure block item, but the structure block structure itself, is that the only reason why we have it that way is because because especially me, this is literally the sort of thing that I'm under, is where I am already like creativeness out of Minecraft kind of deal. Even if you add new blocks to Minecraft, I still won't be able to create anything brand new kind of deal. Back during Minecraft 1.8, I think it was 1.7, I think I started it on. I think when Minecraft 1.8 came in later on, but that was pretty much the ending version that I sort of ended it all on, a kind of deal. I grabbed a mountain from an amplified world. I don't remember what the seed is called, so I can't really grab the original mountain and check what it originally looked like, comparing it to what it is now. But I pretty much went all out into making it incredible. I gave it practically everything that I could even think of. I think I gave it a med bay. I think I gave it like 3 kitchens entirely, and I dismantled one and repurposed it into something else. But still, like, I gave it like 3 kitchens. And I was just like, oh, this is gonna look really amazing, and it did. It looked actually pretty cool for like a Minecraft base that's within a mountain. It looked quite amazing, but something happened. I lost my sort of creative building because I went all out with this one Minecraft structure. Went all out, made it incredible, made it look incredible to me. Might not be incredible if I were to show it off, kind of deal, because you'd be like, oh, it looks like crap, and it's like, yes, but it's my crap, so I like it. But I went pretty much all out with everything, and I sort of lost my creativeness. Like, I can still appreciate other people's structures. Like, if you were to show me like a tower and I can go, wow, that looks really cool, but can I build that? No, because, and I've noticed it now more than ever. There you go, jerk. Couldn't hear nothing. I think I spent a total amount of hours on it, about 150 hours on that mountain, fine tuning it and making it even bigger and better. And that's not including the times where I was just fooling around and just making a random entertaining thing about somebody stealing the riches from it. Because that was a lot of fun to make. It was the butler that did it. Anyway, back at it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Ever since then, I've never actually wanted to build anything new. Like, I always try, and then, like, later on down the line, I look at it again and I go, what was I thinking? And then I just demolish it, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't really care anymore. Oh, off screen, somebody ran into my little trap here. I planted a TNT floor trap here, and apparently something triggered it. I hope it was actually a person, because if it was, that'd be awesome. If it was an enemy, I would be kind of surprised, because that area was pretty lit up. I'd be kind of surprised if actually a mob ended up spawning down there. But yeah, like, I ended up liking my that mountain for at least a decent while, and I think I stuck with it for a long time. And then when me and a friend were doing a different Minecraft world, I sort of put the mountain in the world for a short amount of time before I thought that it was out of place, and then I took it off. And then I was like, well, since, my mountain's not here, I sort of don't really know what to do anymore. Because... Are all of these full? Wait a minute. Are all of these full? Oh, and the reason why there's a bunch of netherite in here is because I think some of these came from Razabase itself. I think I made sure that Razabase was a little bit emptied so that I could get a decent quantity in here. Bones are full, but I think bone meal isn't. So we'll just throw some bone meal then. It's fine. Doesn't really matter, even if it's not full. Okay, so I think bone meal now is full, so that's awesome. So me and a friend kept trying to think of different designs or different structures that we would end up liking to build. I think at one point we were building an island trade hub kind of deal. So you go to this island, and this island would be like mostly filled with pirates, I think was what it was, and You would go there and you trade your items to them kind of deal, and they would give you like, you know, a hefty profit kind of deal for it. And I think that was the original time where we ended up building a auto sorting chest. If I remember correctly, that was the first time we ended up doing so, and I looked up a guide on how to do it. Because my friend, who is a redstone fanatic kind of deal, was like, I think there is a way of building that, but he didn't know exactly how to do it. So we were both looking at a video, and he's like, oh, that's easy to build. Like, you know, like, give me an afternoon and I'll build it. And I said, okay. But, you know, can we both build it? So, though, at least, like, later on when I want to build one in the future, I know how to do it. He goes, yeah, no, whatever. You know, whatever you want to do. But he goes, right now, I mostly just want to, you know, build the thing. I just said, okay. That's all we did. I know, I had a lot of fun building it. And I think that is currently the auto sorting chest. I think that is actually within that mountain, I think. I think it's the one that's in most of my island bases as well that I have stored up. I can't really go on them. Well, I can, but a lot of them are under 1.12.2, and they haven't been updated to like 1.13 kind of deal. And the only reason why that they haven't been updated to 1.13 or above is because 1.12 is the last available version for MC Edit. And the reason why that I haven't updated them because of MC Edit is because MC Edit hasn't been updated for 1.13 and is still planned, I believe, to have a release for 1. I don't know. I don't know what the true details are for the most part, but from what I was able to gather, they didn't like the way that their original engine worked because the way that 1.13 changed everything also changed their entire sort of database for everything. So instead of just, you know, updating the database to work with the new version, they decided to just stop it entirely and just completely redesign their database, which is fine. I'm not too angry about that. I think the only thing that's more anger inducing about it is the fact that it's been how long since 1.13 and there's still no confirmed release date. I've also signed up for their email thing to end up getting an update on said progress, and I've gotten no emails. I've had one since since I discovered that they didn't have a 1.13 thing and that they changed their whole thing to be a different thing, and still no news on anything. So I have no idea what's going on, but you know what? Whatever. But I hope that at least their new editor or whatever that they're deciding on is just like their old MC Edit thing, because I actually like that system. I was actually more comfortable with it than their newer one. I think I found an unofficial way of it working for 1.13, and I think I used that for like 10 minutes and I didn't like it and I left. And I think there was also people saying that they can convert their 1.13 worlds into 1.12. I think there was a bunch of theories that some people can do it depending on the seed. I tried one of the seeds, it never worked. I don't know. I literally tried everything to, get it to work. So yeah, so 1.13 changed Minecraft in their department. I guess that they were really angry about that because they never technically updated it. Guess I'll just do that for now. Yay. So I'm going to give this update now before anybody sort of just ends up asking me, since I can't actually record it. When the new Borderlands 3 DLC comes in, I forget exactly what it's called. Maybe Steam will still have it. I'm sorry about the flicker. I just saw it, so I think that that's exactly what's happening every time I exit out. Let's see. Steam. Let's see here. Borderlands 3. I have a question about how your DLCs are. Okay, so I think I should be able to get all of the DLCs anyway, or I should be able to get the newer one, or the new one that's coming out, because I got the what's it called, the Bounty of Blood one for free, and I think that, well, not for free, I probably paid it, but I didn't actually like go into the store and end up buying it. It actually, I think it came with the season pass, I think, and my Borderlands 3 actually did come with it, so I was happy about that. Upcoming releases, yeah, yeah. No, nothing in the store. Okay, well, I guess they're not doing anything about that anymore, but yeah. So don't get me wrong, I will do it for the channel. I'll probably do the thing that I did, I think was yesterday, I think, but I did it off screen kind of deal where I'll 100% the DLC. I have a save, or specific, I think it is literally the save that I used in the first ever video of the channel, except for at that point I just did the Bounty of Blood and just ignored everything else. But now I've actually officially, like, actually added it as a thing. So hooray. Yeah, so I think the only thing that I don't have is golden weapon skins, but I don't really care about that, to be honest. I don't really care if my weapons are golden. I like my weapons. So what I'm gonna end up doing for the channel is eventually, don't get me wrong, eventually I will do a Borderlands 3 Let's Play or playthrough, but I am thinking of actually doing it kind of differently. I've never actually did end up playing at least one of the 4 characters, so I'm gonna do that. So the reason why that I'm saying that I've never actually that I'm gonna actually play with this character, actually that's somewhat of a lie. Actually, I did play it a short time, but I think I only went to the second area with that character, and then I stopped playing. So we're actually gonna go through the game with this character. The character is not the character, but the I guess the original character is called Mose. I've never actually played as Mose. I've only ever played as Zane was my first. Mora was my second. I tried Flak a little bit, and I got pretty far in the story before I lost that save. I guess I deleted it thinking it was a different one. So I ended up not wanting to go through the entire game again. This is going to be my 3rd time going through the Borderlands 3 story. So that's going to be a lot of fun. The thing that I want to mention here is, in case this comes before I end up recording that entire shenanigans kind of deal, is that I am not going to go and 100% on screen. The reason why is because I already did that off screen. If there is, let's say, a special loot area kind of thing, like if you go towards the side, like if you go towards the left for like 10 minutes or 10 paces kind of deal, and you get to like a special chest that gives you like rare loot, of course I'm going to do that. But am I going to go out of my way to going and end up like adding it? It's the same thing as Minecraft in a way, where for Minecraft, am I going to go and end up going into a special dungeon each and every time to get the same special loot? Absolutely. Am I going to record it? Maybe not, but I might record the first one, or maybe like a couple times just in case we get like different loot kind of deal. Let's say, okay, So let's put some normal traditional RPGs kind of deal into the perspective. So let's say this chest has a chance of getting this rare special sword in the middle of it kind of deal where you can grab it. But it's rare. It's only 1%. Am I going to, end up recording, but am I going to record like each and every time I go through it? No. But let's say there's a chance of getting a special item, like let's say the helmet or an elytra or something like that, or something that's going to make it really worth looking into. If I find the item, am I going to go like, oh hey look, I got the chest piece of stupidity or something like that? Then yes, I'm gonna obviously record that because I'm gonna be like, wow, look at what we got, and then I'm obviously gonna go collect the items and go, wow, that was a worth run. Man, it only took me like, how many runs was that? 30? Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. Like, I also have a game on here that I've been playing quite frequently. I have about, I think, almost 200 hours logged into it kind of deal. Specifically, just to pretty much play the game, and right now it's on a more of a log in, get dailies, and then get out kind of deal. Same thing with another RPG that I used to play a long time ago. And that one doesn't really have too much of a story. Like, I think I tried doing one of the RPGs, and it sort of got boring halfway through because I already had a more established character that could farm everything for my lower character to at least be more overpowered for that level. But this one you can't really do that, so it's gonna get pretty boring and pretty tedious. And that's why I don't really think that it should be much of a thing of recording. So I do have other games installed on here that I am thinking of recording. Don't get me wrong. Like I think at one point, after Nehrum is done, we're gonna do Oblivion. I think that would be pretty cool to do Oblivion, and show off what I did with the armor in just normal Oblivion, because I actually went more for that than anything else. And the other thing is we can also play Fallout 4. I barely played that, so we can do that as well. I don't think I have much in the way of other games. I think I also have Doom on here. I haven't tried it actually. I don't even think I have it installed. Do I even have it installed? No, I don't have Doom installed. But yeah, we can end up playing that. In case my friend does end up getting Unreal Tournament 3, we can do a co-op of that. That'd be kind of fun. The only thing is that I don't really have much of a luxury of recording during the weekend. And that's when this friend is actually more available. So, pick and choose what you get kind of deal. But I don't mind. I can actually end up working around this. So it's not that big of a deal. I think we could do some Dragon Age Origins maybe, and some other things. Let's see if I have any other games that would be kind of interesting to have not a session, but like have a series on. Yeah, a lot of mine are mostly just co-op games that would be pretty interesting if you had it. Like, you could still do it all by yourself, but it'd be more interesting with another person. But yeah. So that's pretty much it for today. I'm not really going to do much more than that. It's just more so going to be like me rambling about what could or could not possibly happen. So that's it for today. Tomorrow, or next time maybe, I will have a friend who will be playing Minecraft, and we will have a fun, explosive time. So see you guys next time.